It's been a while since some people started animating, so I've put this example as a way to get back into things. Most of what I'm saying is mostly just recommendations if you're struggling with what to do. Now, if you have your downloaded file on your computer, open up After Effects to make sure that your images are operating at 24 frames per second. Change your frame rates in composition and in for the video sequence, and export it to the media encoder. Make sure that you're exporting the file as an image sequence by changing the format to PNG and changing the location to a place that you can easily access it. So just make a new folder for it. Open a new Maya file and import the layout camera you are working on into it. Make sure you are on orthographic view, and on the top UI of the orthographic view, click on View and go to Image Plane and import the first image on the folder. Now, on the attributes of the image plane, click on Image Sequence, and now you can adjust the image plane to a spot that will best start your animation. So for me, I put mine in the distance of the layout camera. When looking at your reference footage, find the highest and lowest poses of the scene or whatever you believe are the strongest poses. Once you do that, it's recommended by Jonathan to draw out thumbnails with good gestures of those poses. Once you've drawn those out, go to Maya. Import the cameras from the layout shots into a new scene in order to start animation. Next, make sure you're referencing everything else, so the environment, the characters, and the props if they're not already in the scene. Place your character into the poses you drew out. This example is from standing to sitting position. Make sure that you have only minimal keyframes and are in stepped mode. You can do this by right-clicking on the timeline and hitting stepped preview. Once you've done that, add the breakdowns that is in between the stepped poses to have a seamless way to transition from the next pose. At this point, you have to feel out the timing of your animation. It'll take some time, but try to space your animation into a comfortable position. Make sure to not have separated keyframes, keep them lined up and organized for the beginning portion. Once you like your pose, check the animation and spline to see if there's any weird rotations happening, for example, the body doing a full flip because the rotation was too high. This will conclude the blocking, but now we can move on to the more intricate details. For example, in step mode, it would be good to add some anticipation to the action going to be committed and some recoil for when the action is completed. A lot of these actions will be best seen with the reference footage to best emulate the real life attributes. Finally, turn off step preview and clean up frames by isolating what each body part does. Try to see what the body does, such as the arcs of the heads or hands moving throughout the screen. And the overlap of certain actions are very important. So for example, if the shoulder is turning, move the elbow after, then the hand, then the fingertips. This will create a more fluid animation. A lot of this is feeling out the animation. So if there are any troubles with how you think the animation is going to look, please ask an animation lead, someone who's stronger at animating, or even do the movements yourselves. Let me know if there are any questions.